Before we jump in, Gladly is 100% cloud-based and can be operated by your team anywhere there's an internet connection, whether that's in the office or working from home. I'll be playing a couple of roles today, one of which will be a customer and the other will be the role of an agent. I'm going to go ahead and log in right now as an agent, starting my day. As I log in, the first thing you'll notice is that I'm presented with an inbox of customers, not a queue of tickets or cases. Again, there's no concept of a ticket in Gladly, and everything revolves around the customer. The agent inbox here gives me a single view of open customer requests, needing my attention now, or sometime in the future, as well as work that's been assigned to me from other teams to follow up on. Let's begin with Julie's online retail experience using our own Gladly storefront, Retale. Julie is shopping for a new dress for an event coming up and heads straight to the item she saved, the Spring Valley dress. Julie has a few questions about how to care for her new dress. With Gladly Sidekick, we make answers immediately available to customers, including popular items that we call quick actions. Sidekick is quick and easy to drop into your webpage and enables customers to serve themselves before reaching out to an agent. Of course, if someone truly needs a personal touch and added help, they can launch directly into the chat with an agent in Gladly. After self-serving her questions, Julie feels that she needs a little bit of clarity around fit and sizing of the dress, so this is when she reaches out to an agent via chat. Pivoting to chat is easy for Julie, and her search history stays with her when she's working with an agent. Our agent sees that there are a few messages waiting for her to attend to, and so she goes ready for messaging conversations. She's offered a new conversation, and because we know it's Julie, we're presenting Julie, the customer, to our agent. Not a new ticket, not a case. Since Gladly is people-centered, when I accept Julie's conversation as an agent, I'm taken into Julie's customer profile. We at Gladly believe that the first 5 seconds of any customer service interaction really matter. That's why we make all the relevant customer information easily available to the agent in one view, including all the information we know about Julie, as well as her previous conversation history. This ensures I can make Julie feel known and quickly serve Julie to exceed her expectations. If you look to the left of the page, we provide all the relevant context that your agent needs to give Julie a truly personalized experience. This information includes Julie's lifetime value, her return rate, and loyalty balance, as well as recent purchases. We can pull all of this data seamlessly from your e-commerce system or your order management system to make sure your agents have everything they need about the customer in one place. We also make it easy to initiate returns or cancellations directly to your OMS system from Gladly as well to save your agents time. As I scroll down, I get more information about Julie, like her preferences, which will give your agents a great opportunity to upsell or cross-sell products by recommending a new product Julie may be interested in by knowing the things that she likes. To give your agents more context into Julie, we can also associate other customers in the system to Julie, for example, her husband or her spouse. And this is to make sure it's easy for your agents to change orders made on behalf of a loved one. We can also save your agents a lot of time by tying different conversations together within the platform for easy reference for future agents down the line, which we'll touch on in a few minutes. We also have all the customer's most relevant contact information at your agent's fingertips, including address, phone number, and social media profiles. These are some of the unique identifiers that help us always route Julie's conversation to Julie's profile. Lastly, we provide you with the capability to enter free-form text fields to capture any relevant information that will help you provide a more personalized service to Julie for future agents. Let's go back to Julie's original message. As you can see, Julie has communicated with us in a variety of ways. She's previously sent in an email about an exchange, and now she's chatting with us live through our e-com storefront. This is where you can really see the advantage of being people-centered versus ticket-centered, because all conversations with Julie are tied to a single conversation versus two different tickets being created around the same or similar requests, with each one getting routed to a different agent. This would most likely not result in a great experience for Julie. If I need further context about Julie as a customer, I can just scroll back in the timeline and have full visibility into all conversations Julie's had since the start of her relationship with our brand across different channels. I can see here some texts from Julie, a conversation over web chat, as well as phone calls that I can listen to if I needed more context. There are also a variety of different notes left from different agents for future reference as well, and even marketing items and prior CSAT survey results. Let's now talk about Gladly's ability to seamlessly pull data from third-party systems into the conversation timeline. An example of this use case is this flash sale email campaign that was sent to Julie. The email from this campaign is easily accessible from the conversation timeline. This is helpful in case the customer contacts you regarding the campaign and an agent needs more context. This really helps drive efficiency since the agent now has that email readily available at their fingertips, really eliminating the need to go search for it elsewhere while customers wait on hold. We have a catalog of integrations that can bring in a variety of different updates and context for your agents, including CSAT scores. Now let's go ahead and help Julie with her request around the size information of that Spring Valley dress. As you know, most customers like Julie don't give a lot of context around what item they're referring to or even a previous order number unless they're prompted. So by looking at Julie's Sidekick history, I can see the dress and the product page she's referring to without having to ask her for more context. Gladly recognizes the communication channel that the customer used to make the request and will prompt a messaging reply. However, since all channels are built in, I could respond with a text, phone call, or email if I wanted to, if that's what Julie requested in her chat. But let's continue the reply with the chat. With chat, we have support to autocomplete for common greetings and phrases, which is a big time saver for your agents and enables them to be more productive. Given that we can see that she's asking about specific dress, we can leverage Gladly's built-in knowledge base for an answer. Gladly's machine learning engine is constantly looking at the context of the customer's request, and it will serve up to the agent what it believes to be the most relevant responses. Her chat had mention of Spring Valley dress, and so we're displaying that here. If she had a different question in her chat message, we can also search for the right answer in the search bar. As you can see, there are several different formats and lengths for that answer pre-stocked for different channels. I can choose an internal reference, an email response, an SMS response, or what we call public response. All of these created answers can also be supported across multiple languages. Overall, our knowledge base gives your content teams the ability to have a unified knowledge base where they can write one answer but publish everywhere across all languages and channels in a single click. Internal references are notes only accessible and seen by your support teams. This can be tips and tricks, best practices, or in this case, more information about an item that can be used when a call or chatting with a customer. This is particularly helpful for new agents just getting up to speed or presenting knowledge about specific products or services. There's also an email-based format where you can utilize longer responses, attachments, and rich HTML formatting in your email response back to the customers. If you are commenting with the customer over a short form channel like SMS, chat, or social, we serve up an abbreviated version of the answer. The last format is what we call public answers. Public answers empower your content teams to author an answer in Gladly and then publish that content out to your public FAQ or help section of your website via APIs. These answers also power the self-service and live chat experience within Gladly, through the sidekick we just used with Julie to begin our chat experience with, and throughout a published Gladly Help Center. Empowered by Gladly's answers, we'll send Julie an answer to her product question. Seeing that Julie launched this chat from an item page and that she's looked at garment care and return policy answers, we can identify behavior that might lead to buying or buying churn. We want to capitalize on this moment with Julie by offering to help her complete her order by using Gladly chat payments. This enables your agents to generate additional revenue in critical customer buying moments. We're going to request payment information from Julie securely and in the moment. Gladly Payments does not require direct integration with your OMS or payment processors. It enables your agents to securely request payment information from customers and manually input that information into your existing OMS or e-commerce platform. Now that we've sent the request to Julie, she'll be presented with an option to participate in chat payments by securely entering her credit card information. Gladly's chat payment feature is a fully PCI compliant, out-of-the-box feature that will allow you to capitalize on buying moments, enable your agents to generate additional revenue, and meet your customers where they are to provide timely, personal, and easy shopping experiences. Once Julie inputs and sends her payment information back to the agent, we'll be able to view the payment information for a limited period of time. This payment information is only viewable by the agent who requested it, and it will disappear after a configurable period of time. Payment information is never stored in the conversation timeline. The agent is now able to view Julie's payment information and can use that to manually enter it into the correct OMS or e-commerce platform for completion. We've successfully completed the order process for Julie, and we can see the steps that we're taking along the way. In the future, any agent who might also work with Julie can see the payment event and noted information in the timeline, just like the rest of our conversation history with Julie. We just have one more thing we need to do to help Julie with the order. Let's send her an order confirmation SMS. Because we have all of Julie's contact information in Gladly, we're able to reach out to Julie in a variety of channels, all from one easy-to-use messaging UI. We can add notes, create tasks, or reach out via voice, email, SMS, or social channels in order to serve Julie. In this case, let's send her an order confirmation, and we'll use the answers again to do it quickly. Using Gladly's answer again, we can select just the right message to send to Julie in just the right channel. You'll notice that our answers has a placeholder, something in an answer that requires input before sending. In this case, an order number is required before we can send this to Julie. If I tried to send this message to Julie with an empty placeholder, I'll get an alert showing me what's required before sending. Now that I've captured the order number, let's get this confirmation out to Julie. We can see that Julie's thrilled by her response. All that's left for her is to wait for her new dress to arrive. Now let's just say Julie received the response and has a follow-up question on a later date regarding her new order and wants to call in to discuss. Now I'll also play the part of Julie and call in via my cell phone. Gladly will recognize me as Julie, greet me, and thank me for being a VIP status with Ritale. Because I've placed a recent order with Ritale, I'll also be offered a chance to receive the status of my recent order. Gladly has the ability to provide rich personalized experiences through rich data integration, allowing customers to feel known and resolve their issues faster. Let's go ahead and hear about our order status.
Hello, Julie. Thank you for being a Ritale VIP. I see that you've recently placed an order with us. Are you calling about the status of this order?
Yes.
Your most recent order has entered processing and is expected to ship today, with delivery expected in 2 to 3 business days. Would you like me to text you this order update?
Yes.
Okay, we've sent you a text with your order information.
I'm able to quickly hear the status of my most recent order, and I'm given the option to receive that information via text message. If that was all I needed, I could hang up now. If I responded to the SMS I received with another text, I could even be routed directly to an agent that could help me with my questions. Being able to pivot from IVR to SMS can be a powerful way to enable customers with a great self-service experience or allow them to reach out in other channels when agents are busy with higher volumes of phone calls instead of waiting on hold. As Julie, I may have additional questions that I need agent assistance with. Let's go ahead and ask for an agent.
Is there anything else I can help you with?
I'd like to speak to an agent.
Just a moment while I route you to an agent.
As an agent, I'm going to make myself available to take calls while Julie's call is being routed. Speaking of routing, Gladly has a patent pending routing technology that can always route customers to the best agents to help depending on the agent's skill, language preference, or the urgency of a customer request in general. In this case, the agent who last helped Julie is available, so the call is routed to that agent. You can see that Julie's call is now being automatically routed to me as the last agent to help. So I'm going to go ahead and accept the call. A couple of things I'd now like to highlight. First, we picked up right where we left off in Julie's conversation timeline, directly after that last chat and SMS exchange. Second, we have this waveform that represents the call activity I'm currently on with Julie. In Gladly, we have full enterprise call controls available directly in the browser, such as mute, hold, and the ability to even transfer a customer to another team, agent, or even a third party. I can also conference with other members of my team, including a supervisor, another agent to assist, or even a retail location. I also have the ability to pause the recording. This is very important for PCI compliance, especially if I'm collecting any sensitive information from the customer, such as a credit card information. Lastly, you can see that Julie's interaction in the IVR. The option to receive a text message about her order status appears in the conversation timeline as well. We want to fully enable agents to see where Julie is in her journey, even outside of direct assistance. Julie wanted to speak with an agent in order to place an order for the same dress for her sister, Amber. Similar to how we would securely take a payment via chat, we can also securely pause our recording to take payment information over the phone as well. After pausing the recording, we're free to help Julie place an order for Amber. We can see that Julie and Amber are related via Gladly's relationships. If needed, the agent would be able to click directly into Amber's profile to gather additional information. Julie wants her to use her VIP status to ensure that Amber's order is shipped overnight as well. We're happy to accommodate that, and we'll use Gladly tasks to escalate the request to our warehouse and inventory team. After I type out the note, I can select the date and time that I'd like the task to be completed, as well as assign the task to a specific person or team. As you can see here, I can easily assign this to my inventory team. Notice that task now gets added to the conversation timeline. If I was logged in as the inventory team, I would receive this notification and be brought into Julie's profile, where I can get immediate context around what is needed from me, as well as reply in the same thread so everyone involved has visibility into the conversation. We typically see this level of collaboration happening outside the customer service team, with customers typically using email, Slack, or other external systems to manage the collaboration internally. A unique benefit of Gladly is that this real-time collaboration happens seamlessly within the customer service platform, eliminating the need to incorporate external systems and teams into your workflow to get customer work done without all the extra back and forth. We also have the ability to pin conversation items to related profiles via Gladly relationships. In this scenario, we can pin our overnight shipping request to Amber's profile, allowing other agents to see the right context should Amber ask about her ordered status. Because we're pinning the task, any collaboration would also be pinned to Amber as well as Julie. The last thing I want to do here is to disposition the overall conversation we had with Julie. And Gladly, we refer to that as applying a topic. This same machine learning engine that is powering suggested answers is also going to look at the context of the customer conversation, and it will serve up what it thinks are the most relevant topics. In this case, it was a new order and a size exchange. I actually have the ability to apply multiple topics. As you see here, I'm selecting several different ones. This provides the team, among other things, easier reference points for future agents to find the conversation, as well as a more granular reporting to make better decisions about my contact center, which I'll cover in a bit. Now you can see that it applies those topics to the entire conversation. And then you can see that in the descriptor for this conversation at the top of the screen. Our quick links to all conversations are available to your team in the customer details. As you can see, our most recent conversation is already available here. This is helpful for any agents who help Julie in the future, as it will enable them to easily link back to any point in the conversation timeline without having to ask for the details of previous conversations, so your customers never have to repeat and recap their conversations. The last thing I need to do is close out this conversation. It's important to recognize that every conversation has a start, a middle, and a finish. The start and the finish will be important in calculating handle time. As a recap, we just went from an inbound email to a web chat from Julie to an outbound SMS to a phone call to IVR and IVR to SMS while moving seamlessly from one communication channel to the next, all within the single conversation timeline. Julie was thrilled with her dress and was delighted when it arrived before her recent vacation. Since she's developed a relationship with her hero around her dress, she reaches out to say thank you and asks for a recommendation for some new shoes. Julie's in luck. Our Spring Summer Fall 2020 collection just debuted, with a number of different styles of shoes that would match Julie's tastes and preferences. We also noticed that Julie's birthday is coming up. It would be the perfect time to extend a discount to Julie to entice her to buy. Being able to integrate Gladly into your external systems also means enabling agents to perform work from one single pane of glass. In this case, we'll use Gladly to create a discount code from an external platform without needing to switch between tools. When we're done creating the code, Gladly can push the request to your external system while posting the results to the conversation timeline. Here we have a fresh new discount code just for Julie. Julie's ecstatic. A birthday discount she can use towards her new pair of shoes is exactly what she needed, with no extra effort from Julie or her hero. By enabling agents to cultivate timely and personal relationships with customers and giving them the tools to act in the moment from one single pane of glass, we can ensure that agents are wildly productive and able to give the best personal experience and service to your customers.